Hi everyone. Hello. And happy Wednesday. Oh my gosh, so August has just been a complete whirlwind for me. I was in San Diego and then I was home for 10 days in Ohio and then I went back. Hi Lee, I went back to San Diego and now I'm home again. And the whole process of getting home yesterday was a trip. Hi Mandy, because my flight was delayed and then it took forever. Like once we were actually in the air, they had to circle. Hi Abigail. And so it was just like, hi Mandy. It was this total process and it seemed like it was the longest flight in the history of the world from San Diego to Chicago yesterday. I finally got there at like 6:37 Chicago time. And then my second flight, which I would have missed anyways because of all the delays and everything, hi Renee, was canceled. And so I was like, you know what? They rerouted me to get on a flight this morning, so I would have had to spend the night. And I was like, you know what? I just really want to get home. You know, I already went to San Diego like 2 weeks ago. I was only home 10 days and I was gone like another 5-6 days. I really want to get home. Patrick was leaving today for his own business thing for 24 hours. So I was like, I have to get home and see my husband for like 2 hours before he leaves. So I booked a car and I drove home and I got home at like 1:30 last night. I guess the benefit is that I was still technically on West Coast time. I adjusted super fast this time. So it wasn't too bad, but even that was still getting kind of late to my body. So anyways, I got home and it's all good. And so I just want to pop on here and say, hey guys, because I haven't done a video in a while. And I was thinking while I was traveling yesterday on the airplane, I was like, I need to talk about how gross airplanes are. Hi Katie. And how like it's so nasty that every single time you get on a plane, someone is snotting up a storm. Hi Julia. Someone is snotting up a storm or somebody is hacking, right? Like every single time. And you just sit there and you're like, I really hope I don't get sick. Am I right? Okay, so I want you guys to comment below if you've experienced this. So comment the number 1, post the number 1 if you've ever been in an airplane and somebody was sneezing away or coughing away. Post the number 2 if you are that person that gets sick a lot and hacks in the airplane. Or number 3 if you're a magical unicorn that never gets sick. But actually I'm going to teach you today how to be the magical unicorn that never gets sick. So 1, if you are tired of being surrounded by the hackers and the sneezers and the snotters. 2, if you're that person, be brave, admit it. It's okay. People have sinus problems. Or 3, if you're a magical unicorn that never gets sick. So I was sitting in the airplane and I had all these people coughing and everything. I was like, oh my gosh. I pulled out my magic supplement and I never get sick. So I'm going to share some tips with you today so that if you are a traveler that you will not get sick. Now I have to do another one on jet lag because I'm struggling with that a little bit today myself. But there are things that you can do to kind of mediate that as well and make sure that you're able to get up and function the next day. So why do we get sick when we travel? Like there's so many different reasons, right? You get really dehydrated. It's so incredibly easy to get dehydrated when you are traveling. So incredibly easy. Hi Julie, hi Robert. It's, you know, you get up in the air and if you have any sort of gut issues, you're probably gonna get gassy, you're gonna get bloated, you're gonna be uncomfortable. So one thing is to think about is the healthier you are going in, the less likely you're gonna experience discomfort or catch something or get sick, right? So we know that, like the better your immune system is, the less you're gonna get sick. And then the better shape your gut is in, the more you're gonna be able to handle traveling, eating different foods, going through the different air pressure without being like, hey guys, I have to run to the bathroom and eliminate this gas on the airplane. So 1, if you are tired of being around the hackers and the snotters, and if you're in the airplane and you're totally surrounded by them. 2, if you're that person, it's okay, be brave. Or post the number 3 if you're someone that never gets sick. So these are my 3 tips for how to avoid getting sick, and I think you're going to like them. So we can talk, Julie, we can talk about the digestion stuff, because obviously that can just improve tremendously when you work on gut health. So removing, food sensitivities, healing the gut lining, and getting everything sort of back to normal. That's not something that just because you're in the air and experiencing the air pressure and stuff that should be happening. So the number one thing I'm going to say in terms of how to prevent getting sick and being that disgusting person on the plane snotting on everybody is to make sure that you prioritize sleep. Sleep is one of the best things that you can do for your health. And when you're traveling especially, it needs to be a huge priority. So you absolutely need to prioritize getting sleep. Whether that means, in my case, that I typically schedule my flights to be in the appropriate daytime hours. I know that's not always the case, and you can maybe make up for it or sort of prioritize getting bed early or whatever. But my husband knows if he's booking the flight, and I do it if I'm booking the flight, that I don't book flights that are at like 4 a.m. in the morning, because my sleep is a huge priority to me. It's something that I've really worked on, and it helps your immune system. So you have to be getting enough sleep. It totally wrecks you and makes you susceptible to everything if you don't get a good night's sleep. So don't schedule a flight that's super early in the morning. And if you can, avoid staying up super late at night because of a flight either. So do your best. It's not always possible, but do your best. And then when you're traveling, make sure that you're not just like being crazy and staying up till 1 a.m. every night. Whatever time zone you're in, adjust as quickly as you can and get to bed before 11, and make sure that you're just optimizing your sleep. If you guys want my 5 steps to your best sleep ever, comment below and I will send you the link. The second step, so number 1 is prioritize your sleep. Number 2 is to hydrate. So that's the other thing that is incredibly easy to do when we are traveling, because you're just running through the airport and then you're sitting in an airplane and then you're running in the airport and you're sitting in another airplane. And it's really, really, really easy to, no sleep. I mean, yeah, it's you definitely have to make it a priority. And it's something I've actually worked on for a long time now, and my sleep has improved tremendously. But I have that PDF for people because the steps that I've incorporated are just, super basic, but super effective. So the second thing is hydrate, because you're running around like crazy, right? And you're either sitting or running, typically, when you're traveling, right? Running to the gate, or running to catch your next flight, or running to grab a snack, or whatever it is, or you're sitting in the airplane. And then typically I watch people, what they order on the flight is typically alcohol or coffee, or alcohol or coffee. People don't often order water. And so what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for dehydration, even more than the fact that you're not already, overloading yourself with water. So prioritize water. Every time I land, pretty much, I try to grab at least 1 bottle of water. Even though I know I can order it on the flight, I try to come into the flight with a bottle of water and finish it by the time I'm done. And then I always try, if I'm on a layover, to drink 1 or 2 bottles of water. I just make it like that is, hi Cheyenne, that is my priority, is to be hydrated, and overly hydrated actually. I try to overdo my water consumption when I travel. So hey Cheyenne, we're talking about, have you ever been next to those people that hack on the airplane? So if you sit next to those people and it's constantly driving you nuts, comment with the number 1. If you're that person that's always sick when you travel, comment number 2. Or if you are a magical unicorn that never gets sick, comment number 3. Okay, so the first thing is prioritizing your sleep. The second thing is don't dehydrate yourself, overhydrate yourself. And the third tip is to go ahead and boost your immune system. Now this is, hi Sylvia, this is a very specific supplement that I'm gonna recommend to you guys. And you can use vitamin C, you can use whatever you guys are comfortable with. But this is actually a supplement that I recommend to all my clients that work with me on gut health. Hey Sarah, so it's an antimicrobial, it's an antibacterial, it's an antiviral, it's incredibly potent and powerful. And so anyone that I'm working with on gut health that has been found through a stool test to have bacterial imbalances, which is pretty much everybody, I do recommend it as a longer protocol in addition to some other things that we do to kind of restore their microbiome. Hi Sarah. And so I'm very familiar with this. My family uses it regularly, and I also recommend it for people when they travel to avoid getting sick. Hey Sarah, so we are talking about, okay, if you are ever like flying on an airplane or traveling, train, bus, whatever, and you're sitting next to that person and they're constantly hacking, hi Ashley, or you're next to that person, they're constantly snotting like the entire flight, and you're like, ugh. Or comment number 2 if you're that person that gets sick a lot when you travel, or number 3 if you're a magical unicorn that never gets sick. So my first tip was sleep. My second tip is make sure you overhydrate. Don't allow yourself to become dehydrated. And number 3, I'm going to give you this supplement that I use. So it's called Biocidin. You can check it out. If you guys want a link to this, I can send you a link to buy it. It is a little expensive, but if you're not using it for an ongoing protocol and you're just going to use it how I recommend, this is going to last you forever. Hey, Taylor. So anyways, it is incredibly potent. And so what I recommend for people, particularly if they're traveling, out of the country, but really anytime you travel, because you're more susceptible, right? It puts more stress on your body, which breaks down your immune system. That's why prioritizing your sleep and hydrating is so important. But we just will be exposed to more things when we travel. And so sometimes you need that extra boost. So like I said, if you're not using this as like an ongoing protocol and you just kind of keep it in your medicine cabinet, this will last forever. And it's amazing. Like I said, it's an antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial. So what I recommend for travel purposes is maybe start like a day, maybe 2 days before you travel, and you're gonna take 5 drops 3 times a day, so it's kind of low dose, and just put it on your tongue and then swallow, and just take it 20 minutes before your meal. So that's it. It's really, really simple. If you are someone that tends to be sensitive in terms of like you don't take a lot of probiotics or you react strongly to supplements or medication, start with only 1 drop and work your way up. So you'd start with like maybe 1 drop at breakfast, 2 drops at lunch, 3 drops at dinner. And remember, yes, Sarah, it is very safe for kids. You would do 1 drop per 10 pounds of body weight, I believe, and I can check on that for you. But it's just a lower dose, but it is very safe. Keegan's used it. He's fairly small, even though he's 14, but he really, really likes it and actually tastes pretty good. So you can just put it right on the tongue. For moms that are breastfeeding, you can put it right on your breast. And again, be careful with the dosage. Obviously, for infants and children, it's going to be very, very small, and you want to look up the proper dosages for that. But if anybody's interested, I can send you a link. Again, it's a 3-time dose, but I swear if you are on this, you do not get sick. So next time you're flying and you're next to that person that's just hacking away, hey Lisa, next time you're flying and you're just next to that person that's like snotting all over the place or hacking away, just bring your Biocidin and you can just rest assured you can breathe it in, guys, and just realize you will not get sick. You never get sick when you're on this. It is amazing. And me and my family and my clients and pretty much anyone that is an FDN uses this because it is so powerful and so amazing. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Remember, I want to know how many of you have sat next to someone that is just super gross on the plane. That's number 1. Comment with the number 1. Or 2, if you're often that person that gets really, really sick when you travel just because it's so stressful on your body. Or if you're a magical unicorn and you never get sick, I want to see the number 3. So happy Thursday, you guys. I'm sure you're going to see more videos with updates from awesome stuff that I learned on the conference. Right now I'm still trying to unpack and do laundry and relieve my jet lag. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.